And we're live. What's up? Okay, gonna get this thing going. So just got off 12 and a half hours, right? 12 hours. This is another three banger where we did, I guess four technically. We had class Wednesday, and then 12-hour clinical, and then two 12-hour work days as a CNA slash NP or CNA or UAP or nurse extern or what else do they call them? A PCT, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I got smacked in the head, man. Dude got me. Not too bad. I was okay. I'm all right. Didn't get hurt or anything. But I ended up having, I think I tackled him like 3 times into bed because he kept jumping. And he ended up going to Rhabdo. We had to call Rapid. And it was not so good. Yeah, it kind of went south really quickly. And I don't fully know why. I'll tell the kind of situation. But I'll keep it kind of anonymous. He ended up having dialysis. During the dialysis, he was altered. He mistaked the dialysis nurse for someone who, quote unquote, beat him up. This was a nice guy. Oh, look, Kitty's here. Kitty, hi, kitty cat. So I talked to him. He was, he was, how we like to say in the I don't know, psych world. He was, oh, my brain's so dead. What am I saying? He was redirectable. He wasn't so fixed that he didn't believe me when I said, this guy's not here to hurt you. He was receptive to that. Next day, that night, he started to really become altered. And we put him on a 1-to-1 because he was altered. And like very altered, And when I got there in the morning the next day, I'm on the 1-to-1. Anyways, needless to say, it kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And as he's trying to leap out of bed, totally altered, totally out of his mind, I kind of grabbed him and put him back in bed. And as he's laying back, freaking swings his legs up as hard as he can. Bah! Gets me. I got my arm up. He didn't kick me in the head. I got my arm up, and my charge nurse was there with me when it happened. So, that's good because now we can put him in restraints. We ended up putting him in restraints, and he ended up real tacky, like 160s. And I'm like, okay, so he's altered. He's in restraints. He's tacky at 160. This dude cannot be on our unit. We're on a med-surg unit. We're not fit to deal with this. So we call Rapid and take him down to ICU. I got to go with him down to ICU. And CK came back at like 1,060 or something. So he's in Rhabdo, pretty much. And hopefully they cleared him up. There's a bunch of other stuff too, but I won't go into all the details because it's not necessary, I don't think. So that was that. Pretty interesting situation, if I do say so myself. Let's see here. Hang on a second. So yeah, that's a good one. It was a good one. Let's see. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Playing video games here. Okay, we'll do that. So that was that. Other stuff. We're in week 5 of nursing school. I think it's week 5 or week 6. Yeah, week 6 actually. Was it week 6? I don't know. Uh, Starting to meld together. This is what happens. This is what happens. Just too many weeks. Just too many week after week after week. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're moving right along. We got a test Wednesday. This coming Wednesday. We're gonna go over cardiac. So I feel good with cardiac. I know all my, cardiomyopathies, and see if I can do a quick little breakdown of what cardiomyopathies I'm aware of, and I'm just gonna brain dump cardiomyopathy 101. So a bunch of different kinds of cardiomyopathies. Some of them more common than others. Some of the the uncommon cardiomyopathy would be like Takotsubo's cardiomyopathy. Takotsubo's is like intramyocardial like hemorrhaging, or yeah, it's like it's called like broken heart syndrome, where um, basically you're under extreme forces, your heart, the vessels inside of your heart muscle, I think, start to explode, something crazy like that, causes damage to the heart, like it makes it floppy, so it can kill you. Um, so Takotsubo's, but then the common ones that we're gonna be testing on, we're not gonna be testing on Takotsubo's. Nobody's testing on Takotsubo. I just had a working in the ER. When I was working in the ER, one of our medical director, he does these little medical minutes, and he uses real life case studies we had as patients. And we had a Takotsubo's come in. I think it was like a 30-year-old male came in with chest pain or a syncopal episode, status post like lifting weights. He was like back squatting like 300 plus pounds. I think at the deep part of his squat, he's like massive forces pushing really hard, and he freaking literally exploded his heart. So that's not good. So I don't even know if he made it, but that was Takotsubo's cardiomyopathy. So the common ones that we're going to be tested on would be like a restrictive cardiomyopathy, or a dilated cardiomyopathy, or a hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So with cardiomyopathies, we'll talk about ejection fractions. I think anything under like 50%, 60%, or 40% is bad. Anything under like that. What is it? 40, 50%? What's a normal? What's a bad EF? Batty, I'm going to look it up real quick, because this is how I study. So I'll talk about something. If I'm not super familiar with it, I'll just Google it. We'll figure it out. I think 40 is bad. Under 40 is really bad. I know under 40 is really bad. 75 is good. Let's see if I can find this here. Yeah, and I'm live, and I don't really care if no one's watching this, so it doesn't really matter. And you can put this on 2.5 speed, or or 1.5, 2 speed if I'm talking too slow. Let's see. Normal ejection fraction. Yeah, normal ejection fraction. 75, right? I just put normal EJ, 55. Okay, so left and left ventricular ejection fraction 55% or higher is considered normal. Okay, well that's nice. So normal ejection fraction 50 to 70, borderline ejection fraction 41 to 49. Yeah, below 40 is bad. So you can have poor ejection fraction, you can have poor and that can be related to contractility. So if you have poor contractility, you're not going to push that fluid out. If you have high systemic vascular resistance, you're going to have poor. It's going to be more difficult for your left ventricle to push fluid out. So what is systemic vascular resistance? Systemic vascular resistance is your mean arterial pressure minus your central venous pressure, right? Divided by your cardiac output, which is stroke volume times heart rate. So that'll give you your systemic vascular resistance. The higher the systemic vascular resistance, the higher afterload you have, the more difficult it is to push out your left ventricle. So ejection fraction is one thing. Residual end diastolic volume is another thing. So depending on how much fluid's being ejected, how much is left in there, is going to kind of determine where we're going with it. Some diagnostic testing, you can do a transesophageal echocardiogram that'll give you a whole breakdown of the quality of the heart. It'll look at your valves. Are your valves regurging? How's your contractility, wall thickness? It'll look at all four. Man, it's late. My brain's so tired. So yeah, it'll look at all four little flaps. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? You have the valves, right? Semilunar valves, atrioventricular valves. So it'll look at all valves. You'll see if we have stenosis or regurg. It can show all that stuff. So with hypertrophic cardiomyopathies, it can be restrictive. It can cause lower less filling volume. So less filling volume or less ability to fill left ventricle, that's not good. So you're going to have you can have backup. If you have dilated cardiomyopathy, you'll have dilation of the left ventricle. You'll have increased end diastolic volumes, and you have that whole. I think it's not Frank Starling curve. That's O2. This is the. Is it Frank Starling's law? Starling law? Frank Starling? Starling's law? Is that what it's called? Rubber band stuff? Talking about rubber band? Like how a rubber band stretches, the farther you stretch it, the bigger boom, until you get too far, then it snaps. Another thing too with cardiomyopathies, if the patient's having an increase in fluid volume, and we're having some backup. You can have back up into the periphery. You can back up into the lungs. You can have fluid overload into the muscle. So if you have too much fluid all over, and your heart has too much fluid in the muscle, those little troponin, actin, myosin connections. If there's too much fluid between them, they start to separate. They're not able to contract the same way. And that can lower, having excess fluid volume actually can cause, reduction in contractility. So other stuff, what we'll use BMP, brain natriuretic peptide. Higher BMP comes from the left ventricles, I think. And that's released during diastole, during the stretch. So the bigger, more stretched out. Dude, my computer's so slow. Still waiting for this internet. It's killing me. So, the more time you're stretched out, your heart's stretched out, the higher your BMP is going to be. And we can medications we can use for this are like Lasix. Use Lasix. You can use Bumex. You can use positive inotropes if you're having a hard time. You can use for severe cardiomyopathies, you can use that intra-aortic balloon pumps. You want to pull all the systemic vascular resistance away from the left ventricle. So you have also, like with an intra-aortic balloon pump, you'd have you need an arc line with an intra-aortic balloon pump because you want to see the arc line waveform changing. So with the arc line waveform change, you see a massive pressure. Oh my god, my freaking computer sucks so bad. Oh, so sucks. I'm so stingy. I won't spend money, dude. I won't spend any money. I don't make enough freaking money. I don't make enough money to spend money. So I have money because I sold my house, but I don't freaking want to spend any freaking money because I have no money coming in. I'm working 2 days a week at $15 an hour. I make no freaking money. So I'm like, I'm not going to spend any money. I don't have any money coming in. Why am I going to spend money if I don't have money coming in? Even if I had money coming in, I wouldn't spend it. But especially so with no money coming in, very limited money coming in. Oh, the stupid computer. I'm so frustrated. Whatever. Okay. I don't even remember what I was going to look at. It doesn't matter. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's kind of what I've been studying. What else? Anything else? Had some good patience. Good learning experiences. Sorry, I'm clicking my pen, so it's probably gonna be on there. It's annoying. Whatever, doesn't matter. I think that's it. I don't think I want to talk about anything else. My baby's gone. My baby's out on a play date. First play date. We've gone out and had friends. Oh, new update. Life update. My wife's pregnant. Got a second baby on the way. Hopefully. She's like, she missed her period. It was like just about 2 weeks now. We're 2 weeks in. So that's exciting. Got another baby coming. Gonna have 2 babies running around here. So that's really exciting. Can't wait. Can't wait to have another baby running around. Love babies. Love babies. Babies are fun. So can't get enough baby action. Love playing with the babies. What else? Yeah, this week is my last care plan of this whole program. Oh, I hear him. Oh, I hear somebody.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, is the baby home?
Yeah.
Were you guys with the baby?
Yeah.
Cool.
How are you?
Tired.
Hey, Michael, do you know somebody at Mission? Her name is Stephanie.
Stephanie, brown hair,
Yeah.
kind of big.
No, she's in the shade. Oh,
She's a
CrossFit.
PA?
CrossFit PA.
No, she's a.
Physician's assistant?
Uh-huh.
Stephanie, brown hair,
I go blonde.
blonde hair.
Uh-huh.
What's the last name? Hold on, let's not say. I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, hold on. Okay, I'll just turn this off.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody. That's all my time. That's all I got.